afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting, innovating, and amazing Propagandacast from your host, Imperial Dane, the one, the only master of propaganda. We're off here to a 1 versus 1 on Angoville in the north. It is PFC fighting for America, freedom, democracy, taking on the role here of the 1st Armored Division with airborne, infantry, and heavy cavalry. Triple infantry bullets in the south. It is Asiamint, pretending to be a creative name, fighting for the German army. Deutschland taking on the role here of the Panther is shown with elite armoured, Luftwaffe ground forces, and a Feuersturm with medical supplies, infantry half-track, and supply half-track bulletins there. We got a double focus start here for Asiamint, as we got a double rifle start here for PFC. Both sides focused on the west side. We got PFC right away into infantry company within the first minute. We got rifleman field defences, the M21 mortar half-track, brand new light machine guns, Tarman targeted artillery barrages, and the Priest howitzer motor carriage. Asiamint has yet to reveal his hand. He's acting now dispatching forces eastwards. Good there. So while PFC is focusing hard west side of the map there, Asiamint is beginning to dispatch forces all the eastwards there. So we'll have to see how that works out. Though interesting enough, he's not going straight for the fuel there. In fact, he's looking like he might head back westwards again. Sturmparnies heading farther west. We got the second force coming up. Looks like they're trying to hit hard here in PFC, disrupt his opening. And PFC might not be dispatching forces to grab the territory there as well. We got forces being engaged with the rifle moving up here to flank. We'll also have Rifle Squad flank from the north. Forces moving from south here. Rifle Squad being focused down there. A bit of a nice maneuver. Sturm Pioneers though could be useful in this, of course, right now the issue for Asiamint, while PFC's focusing on all of his combat units on Asiamint's forces. Asiamint's got the Sturm Pioneers basically over in the corner doing very little when they probably the ones doing a lot of good up close versus PFC's troops. So right now, Asiamint's start has hit a few snags, if you will, as he pretty much, I don't think, quite thought that one through. Just didn't care about the consequences. We do get more foot on his board now. PFC's getting more fuel, whereas he's getting more munitions, you could argue, but your tanks don't run on munitions. Jumps close, they might be able to deal with the rifle here, but push reconnaissance away afterwards. Small engagement being won here then. But even then, could be seeing some more of the east. We've got the third force squad there ready. First one being forced. I imagine we'll soon be seeing some tech here for PFC. He definitely has the resources for that. Well, obviously it's going to be Lieutenant or the Captain's going to go for this being hammered down. Rather than quickly throwing attention though, as they could of course do a lot more damage to the Asiamint forces there than the Legion's ill will. There we go, Lieutenant and platoon come up from there for PFC. Sturm has focused down. More troops around from the north. He needs to retreat the Sturm Pioneers. Fult's going to do so. Are getting some free hits for a brief while, but as soon as the Sturm Pioneers are, you know, beyond chance of being wiped, you quickly secure to the Fultonies. We've got to push into the east here by Asiamint. This time around, better. Another squad on the way there so far. Standard 4 Fult's going to be built here from Asiamint. We'll have to see what he goes for. He could theoretically go for Feuersturm, since a lot of MP40s here could be quite potent versus PFC's infantry. PFC's Lieutenant is still a bit of a while to go. They're arriving in eastwards here. Sees an eastern field point there. Digging in with sandbags. Very good. Also defending around here. Some harassment around the carve point. There we go. Rifle squad depleted. Moves in. And back here. Healing reinforcement going on there. Dispatch forces eastwards. He's going to have to launch in some other troops to defend the carve point. Oh, he's not going to get much out of that fuel. And that will only escalate PFC's resource advantage over Asiamint, which is definitely not something Asiamint wants to be happening. Troops heading out. They're not going for the carve point yet. Heading eastwards there. I guess he's not just thinking you just push hard west, of course, grab PFC's territory there and sort of, you know, compensate, I suppose. I mean, arguably he could. And sometimes that's the best idea, but I know it just feels like a bit of an awkward opening on here for Asiamint, and I feel like this might make it a slightly more off-kilter and awkward. For example, the rifle Sturm Pioneers will try to close in, but I imagine he's going to quickly focus down the Sturm Pioneers to close in. Not quite there. Grab the western field on the point here. I think he's going to have to disengage those Sturm Pioneers. Got more rifling in there from PFC to focus on the Sturm Pioniere. Very good move there. Lieutenant moving up here as well. Nothing further there. I imagine we'll be seeing the mechanized command post eventually with the steward here to deal with Asiamint. We got the truck there on the move. Guessing mechanized, but could be Valgov headquarters of it. I mean, it could be both choices. There's not like any sort of special predilection for either at the moment, though considering he's setting up, they're closer to the edge of his base. I would say mechanized regiment seems a bit more likely. Ambulance the way there for PFC. Very good. Sturm Pioneers flanking up behind here. Rifle of blown health, and if the Sturm's getting enough damage here, they might be able to quickly turn this around the favor. There you go, Rifle quickly dropping like flies. But ultimately, the Sturm Pioneers are focused on with the arrival of the Lieutenant. Just some time to go before he can equip his men with the brown light machine gun. Meanwhile, though, he's actually being able to make good progress on the west here. So this is starting to look better. Mechanized rigging up there for Asiamint. Ambulance right about down there for PFC, freedom and democracy. Fulton sneaking up here, popping to the building. And of course, once he gets them upgrade, the tech down, they can begin upgrading them either with MP40s once that, or with the Sturmgewehr 44. Either would be, I think, be solid choices here. You just need to make the decision somewhat rapidly. Ravnegram needs to fuel point, though there's certainly been some casualties now amongst PFC's forces. Reinforcement healing, mechanized command post, so good chance of a Stuart light tank. So I imagine that's going to force Asiamint to go for the Puma, and we get Feuersturm. So that means MP40s, at least to some degree here, most likely from Asiamint. I mean, he doesn't have to, but it certainly would make a lot of sense. So if we can pull off some good flanks with MP40s, that can actually do a lot of damage to PFC's infantry. Since the map does have a lot of sharp corners where you can surprise the opponent with a sudden appearance of MP40s. So, I mean, not a bad choice at all. They're not a bad choice. Plus, of course, flamethrowers also quite good on a map like this. Also quite good. So, overall, I think a solid choice there. Plus, with the Blitz, he doesn't have to blow the Battlefield headquarters. He can just, use that for healing. Or he could use the transport troops around and get more offensive with that. I mean, that's also a, I think, strong option there for Asiamint to consider. 50 caliber on the way there for PFC. Nose to a light tank right away. So he's in the western point here. Of course, he might have seen the flamethrower, in which case he may already be deducing there's a potential there of the mechanized regiment, Pumas and all that. So, who knows? I mean, that might be what's got... Oh, okay, he's going for the Stud. I mean, again, it could be that simply PFC just pretty much just like a computer ran all those options through and again figured, Stud may not be the best choice here. But then again, maybe he's not quite considering that far ahead. Or didn't even see the flamethrower. Or maybe he just doesn't care. I mean, that's always a consideration. Maybe the player just doesn't think it's a big enough threat. Anyway, sandbags up here in the northern victory point. Asiamint uncontrol the map. Despite a bit of a rough start, you can see they're just good maneuvering, good play there. Can certainly turn things around for you. And of course, PFC can quickly turn things around again with a few good attacks. Barbed wire up here. Stuart light tank away for PFC, so he's clearly not afraid of any Pumas. He's not afraid of the reactions they're being handled from flamethrower wielding Sturmpioneer, but there you go. Vast horde of infantry. So we do have the bazooka. So clearly he is taking the light vehicular threat somewhat seriously with the bazooka there, but at the same time, it's also quite clear the Puma is not enough to dissuade him from going for the Stuart light tank. And here, Asiamint goes for a second Sturm Pioneer squad. Now, that's quite interesting. Double Sturm Pioneer squad builds are typically very rare because Sturm Pioneers kind of has some issues in terms of, like, being effective. Since, again, only early game, one-on-one, they're great. So later on, I mean, if you do get a bunch of them, they can be quite effective, but they're also kind of expensive and a bit tricky to wield. And again, they are very weak to being focused down. But still, Asiamint here clearly believer in the might of the Sturmpioneer. Very good to see that. Got the 5th caliber on the way there. Stuart light tank setting out. Can go for the Puma soon enough. I'm making seeing more flamethrowers here. Though he could also, in theory, consider a Panther Shrek. Love to see what he goes for there. But I'll big push on the west here. Double Sturm Pines backed up by single Fult's going to squad. Fult's going to deal it under fire here from the Stuart light tank. 50 caliber almost done for PFC. And there you go. 234-2. Puma on the way there for Asiamint to counter the Americans. Fult's being held up here. Forced to retreat as the pressure from PFC, there's simply too much. And there's not really much to be gained there. We got all MP40s not being distributed amongst the Fult's Grenadiers, equipping their firepower at the closer ranges significantly. Of course, they cost at medium to long range firepower. But there you go, quick retreat here as he realizes there's nothing that can really be done here about this supreme German assault. Sturmpioneer under fire from the Stuart light tank. 1 kill there. Pumping away there with 30 from the gun, inspectional, and whole machine gun. Folks are keeping up the pursuit here. 50 couple setting up. They're ready to host those cracks from the good old American lead. Puma on the way there has arrived now to give the Stuart a bit of a hard time. We'll have to see, of course, how PFC handles this German motorized threat. And we got both Sturm Pioneer squads now equipped with flamethrowers, certainly increasing his ability to roast things. Ravners are fully by the eastern fuel point. Orbital Blitz out as well there. Unfortunately, I don't think to be using transport troops out and launch cool motorized infantry assaults, because that's what I like to use the Orbital Blitz for. But obviously, just using it as an ambulance, of course, is really good. I mean, I'm not going to say it's a bad idea to do it for that, but, it's not as cool, though. It's not as cool. Ravner charging, the folks are taking heavy damage up close. Puma going for it. Guy down to 1/3 of its health. Might be able to finish it off here with the Puma, unless it pulls back behind the house. They're close shave there, but nice save by PFC. It's the saving shave by Gillette. Anyways, folks to the right there, we got more MP40s on the way there for Asiamint and the German army here, the Panzerlehr Panzerdivision, Puma riding southwards. Western point being seized here, worth noting, of course, with all the munitions being spent on upgrades. There's no room for mines at the moment, though, of course. Long term, you should, of course, have plenty of munitions for that. Let's see what he goes for next. Spartan advancing here. We got more bazookas up there. Plus BRs now being distributed amongst the men to help deal with the crowds, the Nazis. Bazookas, of course, will be quite good, just the Puma, and of course any medium armor that Asiamint might add to the battlefield, and of course the BARs will be great versus the infantry. Less so against the tanks. Sturmpanzer's moving from flank, Puma there, keeping the attention fixed there, so Sturmpanzer's moving up there. Nice push there, go double flank for the rifle, their cover shattered, their confidence gone. Sturmpanzer quickly suppressed the 50 cover, nice save there, Stuart almost good to go again. Graham less than fuel pony so far. Asiamint is a good lead here versus PFC, and I think PFC's now is the one that's going to have to consider making a great shift from the map to hit the east side, because right now Asiamint is, I think, quite strong in the west side. He's also a bit difficult to dig out, so I think right now PFC's best bet might be to try and force Asiamint into a situation where it's not quite prepared for it. Grenade on the 50 caliber, but getting shredded up close by all of the firepower here that PFC musters, saving the 50 caliber machine gun there from a fate of being killed by crowds. Well, most of them anyways. Try on the way to Asiamint. There's going to be the Schwerer Panzer Hauptquartier being set up there. Fult's going to be charging in. Bullets blazing out the rifle as they force to fall back. They're veteran to 1 gained 2 kills. Makes the one numbers around there. Bazooka's firing, not hitting anything. Puma sneaking up, him using the main road. Very good there. Good hit on the Stuart Light Tank there with its 50mm gun. Punching through the side armor. Second shot there also does significant structural damage to the Stuart Light Tank. Meanwhile, east side is seeing presence there from PFC. Very good. Again, if you're encountering too much resistance in one place, switch around, try and play around it. Don't always just try and break them down, but just charging into them. A, of course, you're just going to make more progress fast, but it also may cause your opponents to make mistakes, and you can then exploit those mistakes. Whereas if you sort of just keep attacking head on, sure, you might pull through, but it certainly tends to rely more on RNG than in sort of, I would say, greater tactical acumen or skill. Fult's Sturmpanzer going here for the lieutenant though. Counter-attack going in is so far light one here. Bravo BR's opening up there. Focus on the Sturmpunier. Very good. Van flanking up here under Swell. Lieutenant being pushed out. Grenades will helpfully all this Stuart Light Tank, but I think is... Well, it's back at the base, but it's good to go. Cover there shattered. And we go. Sturmpanzer retreating. Fult's the next to be pushed off. There we go. Route it. Puma heading eastwards. Grabbing the eastern fuel point there, away from the Krauts. Fult's moving heads there with the MP40s. Rather than being pushed back, Puma backing up. There's still lights to see. In fact, again, now that it's realizing the effort is happening in the east, he's pushing westwards again to free it up. So in fact, all of this may just have been a diversionary attack, in which case it certainly worked out nicely for PFC. You'd figure the east side would be more desirable since he's both taking fuel on the missions, but also 2 victory points rather than 1. Either way, rather than being pushed back, as Asiamint's counter-attack is good. We got the Fult's blocking up here, and he needed support from the west as well. Seems like Asiamint or PFCs are perhaps a bit indecisive. Others almost got the western fuel point. We got the Schwer punted quarters up. No authorization yet for bigger things. And we got like Kernavers out here. Certainly starting to worry about enemy armor. Meanwhile, PFC is tech for the captain, bring up an anti-tank gun. And I would not be surprised if we see some pack houses eventually. Puma shoots the Stuart, misses though. The shot flies, but misses. And there goes second shot, also misses. I imagine the Stuart light crew though, tank crews quite pleased with that one. Bazooka team moving in there, several hits on the Puma, almost knocking out there. East side here, we got Fult's being pushed back as we got a swinging counter-attack here, but the captain. Worth noting that while he has gone for infantry, we haven't actually seen much of the doctrine. I don't believe we've seen many well, this might be some sandbags from him, but no mines. And no Browning light machine guns either. That is a interesting development there from PFC. You'd figure go for it. It might just be that the doctrine is a misclick. Or there might have been something happening that made the doctrine less attractive to be used. But still, it's a bit strange here, at least so far. While he went for the doctrine incredibly early into the game, there's not actually been anything from it. Meanwhile, Asiamint has used assault packages quite extensively. In fact, all of his troops are equipped with them. Like either have MP4s or their flamethrowers. Also, there's the other Blitz. Not so much else, but, you know, that's certainly more than PFC so far has used with his doctrine. Again, he was much quicker about it, so... Bit strange there, bit strange. Although Fult's shouting at the rifleman, Lieutenant Stuart moving in to assist. Cap moving up on the flank here. Catching the Germans in a bit of a tight spot. Should have gone out of flank, but ultimately not sufficient there to put a dent into PFC's formation there. Fult's moving up there. Rierson's doing their best to keep the flank clear of German vehicles, but not quite enough of German infantry charging at it. Fult's attempt to wipe them out. There we go. Rierson's routed. A brave attempt there at PFC, but ultimately there's all this assault infantry. It wasn't going to work out. At least it's prevent the Puma from pushing further than it actually could have there. So there's that. Another anti-tank there for PFC. curious as to what he's planning there, but our indicates he's definitely worried about German armor and also thinking he's not been getting up tanks of his own. Since obviously his doctrine doesn't have any heavy tanks to call in, so it's obviously not a heavy tank stall. Nor does he have a tier 4, so it's clearly, I think, more of a sign here that PFC is reading the current situation as not being conducive to him, you know, getting up tanks fast, and so basically gets out into tank guns to help deal with Asiamint's tank push. So I think that's a pretty good idea there by PFC. I mean, you don't always have to go for double intention if you're just worried about, you know, or want to stall for heavy tank. It's also just a good situation to be behind. Need something to stabilize with against you if you're really worried about enemy armor and large numbers. Another machine gun there for PFC. He's definitely trying to play the game there again, trying to stabilize the situation, using more support weapons to slow down Asiamint's attacks, slow down his momentum, and then probably seeing some tech for armor after that. Meanwhile, the Asiamint, of course, keeping up pressure against PFC, trying to bleed him out, trying to destroy him as fast as possible. Probably also reading the situation here as he's trying to stall out, and obviously does not quite want him doing that, but at the same time he has to be a bit smart about it, otherwise he will bleed himself out. Rather than that route in the east, in the west here we got a big push as well, almost taking out the rifleman there. The MP40 Fult's going to do spit out a lot of death if they can get close enough. You got the rocket barrage there ready. Push into the base here, almost there. PFC situation is looking pretty grim in there. Go 50 on top as well here, being hosed from both sides by MP40 wielding Fult's Grenadier. Fun fact, Fult's Grenadiers were actually a much later war formation, while Company's displacements being part of Normandy. The Fult's Grenadiers by the time were not actually an existing formation. They came about after Normandy, in fact, and the losses during Operation Backlash on, and in fact was also a result of the murder attempt on Hitler, as the reserve army fell under the control of Himmler, who then sort of began starting creating his own formations, and that was sort of where the Fult's Grenadiers came from. So, little fun historical side note there. Back here, the Blitz continued improvised ambulance services, Fult's shouting at the lieutenant. Very good work there. Virtually 3 versus virtually 4, of course with the bazooka. The lieutenant is sufficiently undergunned, but the Fult's needs to have a chance here. I mean, they're quite potent here versus PFC. For the most part, of course, the 50 calibers is certainly putting a bit of a dampener on that. East side there's been feeling more and more like where PFC is now deciding he wants to stand his ground here versus Asiamint and his merry band of krauts here. They kept something up. Good hit on the Stuart light tank. Close maybe calling armor. At least get the major out so he can begin preparing for armor. Meanwhile, Asiamint is not far off from getting his tank in the first place. Cabinet dealing with the Sturm parties. In theory, Asiamint he could go for a Flamhead, so it would be much faster. Versus PFC's troops and support, of course, this is very impactful. But of course, the safe bit would be a Panzer IV. We got 433 versus 309. East side is definitely starting to be more and more focusing, and again, he may then, of course, quickly switch westwards once Asiamint commits hard to the east. Love to see here. Good hit on the Steel Pioneers though, snarling out poor Jürgen. Anti-tank gun and watch there, anti-tank coming in the centre. Back here, healing enforcement, moving about there, close to S22. Sandbags there being dug in. And there you go, Panther on the way the Asiamint for the German army. The Panzerkampfwagen 4 Ausführung J, the last model of Panzer IVs before the war ended. Also, as a fun fact, by the late stage of the war, Hitler repeatedly tried to cancel Panzer IV production because he wanted to produce something else, and the people around him had to constantly convince him not to do it, since that would be utterly disastrous. But he ended up managing still to hard cap the number of Panzer IVs to be produced every month. I think by the end of it, it's roughly like 400 Panzer IVs could be at most be produced every month. So, little fun fact there. Fully charging ahead here through the smoke. Good use of smoke there. I think that's the first smoke usage we've seen there by Asiamint, besides from the Puma, but that's like more direct sort of delivered smoke there in a more proactive sense maybe. Flip there. Quick retreat there, decides to can't win it. He could try and call in the rocket strike around here maybe. Could perhaps be devastating against PFC if he catches him at the right time. But we got the Panther IV out there. We also got the major out there for Asiamint. Oh, Asiamint PFC, he's got the major out. Asiamint has a Panther IV there. Anti-tank good hit the Puma. Other one shoots but misses. Fult's fighting against too many infantrymen up close without enough support. Does put them out of coverage due to the grenade, but takes him closer to the range of the others. Ooh, was hoping to walk into the grenade. Did not happen there. And a wipe here on Asiamint. First unit wiped out. There's a Fult's squad in East. Steel Pioneers routed here. We got one squad with a Veteran T4 with 13 kills. Great work there. Pindermine machine being added to the Panther IV. Right engaging for the Panzerkampfwagen 4. Got hit on the Panther by the M1 anti-tank guns. Panther then bazooka fire here. And routed. Gets a good kill. Panther 4 quickly backing out there. Machine gun fire on the Major. PFC has once more managed to turn the situation a bit more in his favour once more versus Asiamint. Though Asiamint still has the tank advantage. If you can use it correctly, it could give Asiamint or PFC a really bad time of it. In particular, one consideration might be actually using the Blitz more as a offensive weapon. And setting up for an assault area suddenly pops out with a lot of assault troops from the Blitz behind some of the crucial support weapons as the Panther 4 draws the attention, which maybe then further combined with the rocket strike could deliver a crippling blow there to PFC. We push here in the west. We got the folks moving up, the smoke grenade covering up just to block it. Bit more maneuvering here. We got 381 to 309. Moving up the east side, engaging a few rifle entertainment up to help deal with that. Though there's actually a bit of a gap here, except the 5th House covering that one. So good so there by PFC, covering the anti-tank gun there. Pushing back the Puma, and there you go, troops suppressed. West side here, Panther being pushed back with the other anti-tank gun. Plus any potential bazooka teams, of course, could also be worrying. Asiamint here on the east side of the assault continues, rather than being overwhelmed. 5th cover can't assist against that. Veteran 3 Steel Punters 11 killed. Puma game 82 has actually gotten yet to get a single kill, which is kind of impressive in a strange way. And then they're about to get cleared out on the west side. He's got further pressure there. Panther 4 takes a direct hit here from the anti-tank gun down to half health. Needs to be careful. The Asiamint 4-6. Alright, from advancing here. Straight into the Schwerer Panzer Quartier and are routed by heavy flak fire there from the 37mm flak mounted. Little fun note, there's actually a version of the Flak 37 that actually had 2 barrels and 2 guns. Known as the Flak Zwilling. They were much rarer and I believe were only seen within the borders of Germany. Though in fact, numerous anti-aircraft guns which actually only saw service within Germany because they're much harder to maintain and so were kept much closer to the German heartland, so to shorten down the logistical supply lines. Little fun fact, including a variation of the Flak 88. With a much lower profile. Are we seeing a Flamhead here from Asiamint? Starting to look like the answer to that is no. Not that he needs it, but it would be neat. Probably catching the 5th cover off guard, pushing for the cover phone there, disrupting PFC's resource flow in the west. We got 352 versus 309. Asiamint, or PFC can soon go for the Sherman. Asiamint is not far from his armor zone. There you go. Stielhandgranate. Hoping to cause some retreat, then wipe him, but once more PFC does not take the bait. And there you go, folks, around here with the rifle major moving up. There's Sherman on the way there for PFC for the 1st Armored Division as Asiamint and the Panzerlehr Panzer Division holds up. We got the Flamheads on the way there. Still light tank moving in here. Bit of quiet there. Flamheads roughly halfway done. Sherman almost down there for. So we do get the Flamheads, of course. We've got the Sherman there. Let's see how it makes use of the Flamhead. So used correctly can be quite nasty, as it's quite effective clearing out troops, particularly with the machine gun added on top. Alright, moving against the Foxtons here by the eastern fuel point. Flamhead's almost done, still moving in there. Smoke to north. Trying to protect against range fire. Not bad. He basically forced them to get closer, in which case they get in within the effective range of the Fultz Grenadiers. Or they just have to stand about looking stupid, giving Asiamint more time to bring up force there. West had a bit of an engagement here, pushing back some of the troops there from PFC, ground the western victory point. We got 334. There you go. Within range of the Fultz Grenadiers with MP40s. Guessing that was a misclick here, or a brain fart from PFC. Holy smoke, someone just got catapulted. Oh, we got the Flamheads out here. Should add the pinlock machine to start add some extra anti-infantry damage, which is always appreciated on an anti-infantry unit. Great hit from the German here, right through the hedges, obliterates Jürgen and Fritz. Pumila being assault, the Suga team stood going for it. But Pumnek keeps at a safe distance. Oh, may not be safe enough, and there you go. Almost got it there, and the Puma is down. A minor blow there to Asiamint as he suddenly loses a effective armored car here versus PFC, and the 1st Armored Flamheads moving up, the burning through the 5th cover inside the building. Lighting things on fire and burning through the gardens. My God, my petunias, you damn crap bastards. I'll never forget this. Flamheads moving up here, going straight for the anti-tank gun next. Almost got the penal machine gun ready. Lieutenant opening up here on the Panther 4. The Panther was not caught in the range with the bazooka. Need to cover by Oaks and the Flam heads, but the Fulks are pushing for the anti-tank gun. Good for them to knock it out. And the Flam heads are there being routed. It's 60mm of sloped armor, not quite sufficient there to stop the Sherman's anger. Rather than being scorched out and there from the Sturm Pioneers, 33, almost getting forward on the rifle squad. Close one there, but there you go, Lieutenant on the rear of the Panther 4. Rifle squad down, below there to PFC. Rockets drag in, but all the support's bunked up. Screaming through the skies. Will it be squirrels or will it be infantry that actually takes the casualty? And there you go. Death from above. Units being obliterated. Squirrels nuked. But in the end, no wipes on PFC. The future, at least one tree was very much blown to bits. Folks are grabbing up there. Go building blocked here. Keeping the Kevin up now. Flamheads joining like Kevin in fact wiped, and we might in fact go see the folks nearby routed so connected. Grab like Kevin and turn against Asiamint. Now this is a bit more of a harsher blow there to Asiamint and the Germans. We got double anti-tank guns. Of course, the question is, does PFC really need like Kevin Meth? I mean, might just destroy it and deny it. There you go. Flamheads to go where their anti-tank's about to knock it out. They almost got the rifle squad. There you go. Wiped. Flamheads they're also knocked out. Heavy losses on both sides. I think PFC in some ways comes slightly out of ahead of that one, maybe. Then again, maybe not. Like, Asiamint still is playing with empty stack armor. Meanwhile, PFC's mostly support weapons now. Very little infantry. He does have armor though, so a bit harder to fully place that one. Oh, that was some brutal fighting here between the two sides. That much is certain. Steward light tank rolling here. 13 kills, ace level. Give him under 5. Panther gets a good hit. 22 gain there. Going straight for that steward light tank. Got something up from the north. Good shot there, except, you know, didn't penetrate. Great hit from the tank. That's going to be destroying their destruction of the Panther 4, I think. Yup, indeed. As the anti-tank guns high rate of fire mean, again, one mistake. They're just not being fast enough can quickly lose your tanks. And again, those M1s shoot really fast. It's really one thing that has to be appreciated about the M1 anti-tank guns. They have a much higher rate of fire than your standard anti-tank guns. Still got the 5th caliber there. Force out in the open. The Kevin destroyed. Denied to the Americans. So again, PFC really didn't show any interest in it. So right now, Asiamint is a bit of a tough spot. Now he's lost all of his armor, all of his vehicles. Still has infantry, there are plenty. He does have one anti-tank weapon. But Asiamint does have a tank, and he can somehow actually spare himself with manpower bleeding if he does this correctly. And he's, of course, getting more infantry himself. So main to see how this turns out. But for now, at least, Asiamint does have most of the map. But again, this is something that can quickly shift there, depending on how well PFC handles his tanks. And so far, he's handling it pretty well. There were 14 kills, 15 kills already. 13 and 15 kills there. Back here, reinforcement hitting going on there for PFC. She's falls in a bit of trouble with the Sherman. We'll have to see if Asiamint goes for another Panther 4, but by the looks of it, he has not. So it may in fact be he's planning for a Panther now, the Panzerkampfwagen 5. I suppose as the possible plan, he might be setting up for a King Tiger, though I think right now King Tiger plan might be a tad ambitious. Folks are going here for the light tank. Good hit there. Folks to the routed. Captain routed as well. There's double Sturm, of course, being quite a mean force, really, once they get enough veterancy and flamethrowers. Sherman up close, definitely proving to be a threat as always. 19 kills, 20 kills. That Sherman is on a roll here against Asiamint. He is not far off from the Panther now. The Panzerkampfwagen 5 definitely looks like he's going for it. Meanwhile, PFC still hasn't really used any of his doctrine. Like, again, he's gone for infantry very early on, but we're just not seeing any of it. Asiamint there with the Panther, the Panzerkampfwagen 5. Folks are taking a hit from the Sherman. A nuisance and a threat as always. Almost getting wiped there. We got 23 kills. Shermans with high explosive rounds, of course, are quite potent. In fact, many Sherman crews are in fact so appreciative of the high explosive rounds in the actual Shermans, they actually didn't like the 76mm equipped Sherman, even have a better anti-tank performance because it had weaker high explosive rounds. So a little fun fact there. Sturmers on the west side, strength the 5th cavalry here. Grab the western points here with the major. Good work there by PFC. Looks now we go smoking up to support the Sturm Pioneers. Nice work there. Thumbs up there to Asiamint. Sherman heading westwards. Panther almost done. Got Sturmers on the west side. We got folks charging at the bazooka team here, which of course is not equipped for taking on MP40 wielding Volksgrenadiers, a Sturmgruppe. which is able to push them off here. Panther's ready, the Panzer Kampfwagen 5, adding the Pinwand machine gun. Folks going straight here for the Major in the west. The kept opening up here on the Steward, at least attempting to open up. Big push in the east here. What will Asiamint aim for next? Meanwhile, PFC's got the Jackson tanks on the way. They're probably expecting a Panther. I mean, he's seen no armor for some time after the Panther got knocked out, so something big is very much anticipated. Entertaining, they're bouncing off the Panther's frontal armor. 80mm of sloped armor there. Kruppstil. Jackson almost done there for PFC 10. And there you go, got the full score there in the retreat. Sherman there with 26 kills, an absolute killing machine here. There they go, M36 Jackson ready. Panther engaging. Asiamint may want to consider at some point, you know, a battlefield headquarters just for the light infantry, a bit of artillery support to help clear out the buildings here. Stuttgart feel like would be a bit of a waste of resources, to be honest. More riflemen there for PFC. West side, a bit of movement as well. We got 294 versus 259. And, well, not much else here. No grenades, for example, considered here by PFC. Moving hard west here. Folks, the mid chop down to Stuart engages. Center, we got dug in here by Mr. Asiamint. Mine's going down the Schützenmine. Panther move forward, going straight for the Stuart light tank. Then machine into the machine gun up close. Jack into the Panther, of course, signaling to Asiamint. There's a Jackson tanks on about there, forcing Asiamint to pull back his Panthers, since that is not a great engagement material since anti-tanks have been brought up to support the Jackson. Need to fix up that Panther fast. Going straight for the Major. East side, we've got the folks advancing. We've got troops nearby, Sherman up as well there. Anti-tank is at the ready. Folks advancing here. MP40 with 11 kills. More kills than the Sherman. We've got 27. Vets only 2 on that. Sherman, an absolute beast here. An absolute nightmare for Asiamint's forces. The nastiest of nasties. Folks are taking heavy damage. Further being pushed back here. 27 kills still. The Kevin opening up. Shoots, misses. Panther good to go there. Once more, 2 kills. Slowly approaching the halfway point there to Veterans 1, though. Still behind the Sherman by quite a bit, which is being fixed up. Major moving on the west side here, going for the western point here. Might try and sneak out on Asiamint's western territories, then flank behind him. Maybe fighting around the outskirts of PFC's base. Lots of anti-tank weapons, I think. Asiamint needs to switch direction again, try to maneuver his opponent. Good in the Sherman, though. Another flamhead here for Asiamint. Interesting choice with all the anti-tanks, the Jackson and the Sherman now. I feel like there might be too many threats here for the flamhead to deal with. Of course, he might of course be using it to try and clear out the support weapons that way. Which is not necessarily a bad idea, but he needs to handle it a bit better than he handled the first one, which definitely I think was handled a bit too lazily. Still trying to land how the anti-tank there, going to get a good hot hit there on the Panther, pushing him down to, well, quarter health there. Stuart knocked out fun here. Small win there for Asiamint and the German army. Flamhead's almost done. Jackson Sherman being repaired and the Sherman is once more good to go. East side is slightly defended. Might of course be where he's planning to send the Flamheads with their infantry. Open up the front there and force PFC to consider more the west or the east. Third cavalry on the way there for PFC, putting out 3 machine guns once it's done. Clearly still worried about Asiamint's infantry. I imagine the Fultz Committee's 2 pounds, of course, weighing quite heavily on his mind due to their high ability to quickly cause kills on him. And there go Fultz rifle in the east. That's going to be a quick retreat, I think. Almost easily on those Fultz Committees. Captain being suppressed by the MG34. Pushing the west. East is planted here by the Sherman. We start there, further east, grabbing the victory point there. We got 249 to 259. PFC's on the lead here with Asiamint. Bombarding the machine gun nest in the house here. Bit of quad here. West side, Panther almost good to go. Flamheads hanging back. Pinwand machine being added to that one. Panther's now good to go in the shade of whatever tree that is. Kevin taking a hit from the Sherman. Good hit there from the Sherman. 28 kills. But Kevin gets good hit on the Sherman though. Might try and push for the Panther since there's not much to sort of threaten with directly from the flanks easily, but no, decides not. Spokes on the west here, defending the western fuel point. Eastern one could still be taken here, and there you go, troops advancing, Captain on the watch. Third tip cover there, joining up the rest of the support around the west side here. Captain Riders from the east, fuel point they're being seized, could also grab the victory point, try and bleed up PFC faster, maybe try and force them to make a mistake. Like Kevin on the way there for Asiamint and the German army. Now the west field point is open, major room straight to the scrap under courts also fortunately there, and we got the Flameheads engaging in the centre, pushing back the raft squad, 50 cover there in the building, could also be cleared out. Sherman take face, Panther moving up, their veterans run the Panther, and there you go, 50 cover being scorched out. And second flying from the MG34, Jackson moving up, Sturm planning advancing both by way at ace level, quite impressive there. 50 cover then been burned up, could get wiped out here, 18 kills from Sturm planning squad. 50 cover there, gets away despite being enveloped in his own personal hell there. It somehow managed to get out of that one. That was pretty lucky there for PFC, that was pretty damn lucky. Graham leads some victory point with his troops, even as the Jackson and the Sherman taking hits here from the Panther. 2 kills, veterancy 1. Still not much of the doctrine out there from PFC. I mean, I'm still surprised he went for infantry so early on. He's just not using it. Like, we've yet to see a single mine or sandbag from him. We've yet to see mortar half-tacks, no Browning light machine guns, which you'd figure at least be the obvious one. Obviously, no time and tide artillery badges, since that one is kind of bad, but you know. And certainly no priests either, so it's a bit hard to say what PFC's planning. It certainly feels like he might just go on for the doctrine because, you know, he maybe had other plans. It was a misclick. Now the Jackson there for PFC to have to deal with Asiamint's armor. That's certainly going to make things harder for the Panther quite a bit. You may have to consider Yak Panther to deal with that then, since they do have the rate of fire to really threaten the Jackson Air Rifle Company. Been caught with the Flameheads, sir. 3 kills there, slowly approaching Veterancy 1. Panther there with 2 kills still. More troops being shot and burnt. He think he could hit the Panther. Another shot there, but bounces this time around. Jackson tanks are halfway done. Captain Hill needs some fuel pump being burned alive. Flameheads are gaining Veterans 1 with 3 kills to its name. The Kevins are punching away. The full being pushed out. Got the Shem moving in there. We got 32 kills on it. Close to 23. And saying they're being slided around on the west side here. We got the Feuersturm westwards there. We got the 5th covers covering up the terrain there, including the victory point. We got 245 versus 220. Jackson number 2 there, right about down for PFC for freedom, democracy. Pushing up the reactions there with grenades. Oh, hope he came up the west door, but at least Silver came out the west one. Nice attempt there though by Asiamint. Jackson tank's almost done. Except he actually has too many units, he can't call them. Of course, the Americans just pull out some of his crews, and he immediately has to run for it. And for those wondering, wait, isn't that an exploit? It's actually intended by Relic. They're supposed to work like that. On the west side, he double 50 covers, giving the Fultons an absolute nightmare. So Jurgen drops dead, and the rest are not going anywhere. Flameheads moving west to deal with the double 50 covers. Pretty good move there. There we go. He's actually starting to pop out crews, at least in the Sherman. You can also do it on the Jackson. They don't have room for the second one there. It looks like he is not concerned about that. Doesn't know about it or thinks it's dirty. Sherman eastwards here. We got 242 versus 220. Sherman advancing up the east side. We got 32 kills, almost ace level. Definitely starting to become a nightmare for Asiamint with that Sherman tank really just strutting its stuff. He will need to deal with that soon enough if possible. And certainly PFC is not keen on Asiamint destroying it by any launch. And there you go, Race has been caught in absolute hell there. Sherman up, gets good into the Kev there. Nice fact they're using the train also to obscure counter fire there easily from Asiamint. But there you go, Panther makes the attempt on this. Misses the Sherman gauge 53 as more Fultons are put to an early grave here by high explosive shots. Really getting awkward here for Asiamint. Getting really awkward. So far as only respite is that PFC is not immediately pulling for another Jackson tank. So Flameheads moving ahead here, trying to burn through the machine inside the building. And Tanks are getting a great hit there. 5 kills, close to 52 then. Another penetrating, and we got artillery called in by the Major. Asiamint there, going for a Yak Panther tank destroyer. Very much expected. Versus the Asiamint, the Jackson tank, so he does want something with a bit more range, but also good bit of fire. And that's kind of where the Yak Panther is. Forces moving eastwards here against the riflemen. We need to be careful against barred up. 1 plus of the Sherman nearby. The forces might, in fact, yeah. Encounter incredibly high casualties in a very short span of time. West side, we got the Panther moving up. They might try and raid the base here. Obviously, opponent trying to take out the Asiamint. A bold maneuver here by Asiamint. It hits a mine! Holy crap, Yax has mined. And he mined the base, anticipating such a maneuver there. Catching Asiamint suddenly in a really bad place. Now, as Panther has no exit strategy. There's not enough true support to cover the retreat there. If you get into tank and Reus moving forward here, grenades off there. Smoke grenade, in fact, 2 thumbs up to Asiamint, but still, bit of a mistake there. Jackson moving up, Sherman moving in there. Can he save the Panther? We've even got rocket strikes called in to try and cut the retreat here of the Panther. And seems to be working here as the antenna being disengaged. Rocket screaming down here. So at least we have 1 confirmed usage of the doctrine there with that mine. I'm really impressed to set it up like that. Most players just never expect this to happen, but apparently PFC did. Two kills, half A22. Roughly about the center. Strained her mind, suffering meaty casualties as Corporal Dewey and Bob drop dead. Flum hits moving up there. Burning through the rifleman there, very, very close to C2 there. East out there's very much PFC and he's bleeding up, creating Asiamint slowly. Look at Jackson charging ahead here. Artillery called in on the Raked. Now actually starting to use more of the dogs in it. A bold attack here by PFC. Boldly going where most players wouldn't go. Panther almost down here. Jackson Chancellor down. Raked apparently still not. Oh, there you go. Two strike going down. Super slow though. I mean, that's really the reason why I don't use time and tide artillery badge, because the artillery badge is just very slow to arrive. And like, he had ample time to get out of there, but apparently he just overlooked it and forgot about it because of the Jacksons. But he lost both Jacksons in the end. That was not as great an assault as could have been. At least got the Panther been great, but the Yak Panther very much made this a less than great idea there. Plus, the lack of wind support further, I think, complicated things there for PFC. So in theory, nice idea there. And again, cool artillery barrage, but execution was a bit lacking in the end. And he's also lost his shirt. Oh, no, it's there. Wait. Did he accidentally lose the crew then? And how? Weird. That's actually a bit of blow there, since he lost an ace crew there on the Sherman there. I'm guessing he's used the rest as an improvised crew. That's quite impressive. Panther there, Veterancy 1 still, but very close to Veterancy 2. The thing suddenly became a lot more difficult than for PFC. Lost 2 Jacksons and again somehow lost a Sherman crew. I'm guessing some sort of misclick happened and they got like moved in and some stray shot killed them from artillery. Panther going for the Sherman. Probably got the super guy into Singleton's going to have to pull back the Panther here. Might be sticking his nose into something he can't get out of again if he does poke it in. Jackson champs on the load for PFC for freedom, democracy. Panther decides to haul itself out there. I think it's a good move there by Asiamint. We got 184 versus 218. Panther getting the devil out of there. Rocket striking, but not doing too much damage. West side of the Yak Panther hanging back. Flum hits him moving up. Bet you 215 kills. Half HP going here for the machine gun inside the building. Scorching through, lighting everything on fire. And east side we got the force with the rifle and the captain scorching them. Oh, roasting them down with lead there. Almost getting a full button. They're both scored. Or at least having a chance there, but in the end they both get away. Though with certainly diminished combat strength. Sherman East was there. Asiamint flooding resources. Is he planning a Panther for another Panther? Another Flumhead, sir? Or is he setting up for something bigger here? And there you go. Jackson tanks are ready for PFC, for freedom and democracy. Sherman there hammering away. Fixing up the Panther. Quantities on the fire from the Sherman. Brutal shots that are being delivered. Yak Panzer eastwards. Jack's moving up. Good hit on the Sherman there by the Yak Panzer. Good hit on the Yak Panzer there from the Jackson. Bazooka's continuing fast shots there. Shot misses or bounces, probably being hammered out in the open. Even in cover there, taking incredible amounts of damage. About to get out with the Sherman. One more hit, he can do it. One more hit. And the Sherman survives with the tiniest level of health there. Bad luck for Asiamint. Great though for PFC. 174 versus 208. This is then time to become a long match. Could it become an hour-long match? That'd be rather extensive. Panther going for a flank, trying to take out the German. He wants it dead, but he could. Okay, I think he's realizing his mistake. He's going to back off for the Panther there. I can understand once like racing. The problem is he might, just basically push himself into a situation where he'll be able to get the Panther out there alive again, which would definitely not be worth it. Going now for the Jackson tank, use the building to abort the anti-tank gun. Storm was about to get murdered here by the anti-tank machine gun on the side of the building. Panther disengaging. More troops moving up, or maybe not. Burning here the troops. Yak Panther moving up, they're going for the Jackson. Still got the anti-tank, the Yak Panther taking a hit here, direct on. Jackson down to half health, Flamheads are here, 17 kills, slow 73. Ralph squad about to get wiped out. Another blow that the PFC as infantry gets annihilated, murdered. Shem there crewed up. Flamheads with 19 kills, need to fall back soon. Direct hit there. And Panther in a bit of trouble as well up and further north. As it disengages once more. We got 162 versus 208. We got the Flamheads and the Yak Panther new repairs. We got repair parties up there to assist. Very good there for Asiamint. Just trying like Kedden over here, and we got trying the way the Asiamint. So that looks like he is going to stall out for the King Tiger here, the Königstiger versus PFC. Fifth Cavalry there away on the way again here for PFC. He's going for a lot of them. Meanwhile, Asiamint hasn't really bothered with a lot of support weapons besides the occasional cannon of like no machine guns and no time to say for example light infantry gun. Pulls the thing out here. 17 kills go straight for the anti-tank gun here. Yak Panther moving up, Flap heads are being fixed up, Panther being repaired. Truck out. Guessing it's going to be a Belgrave headquarters. Direct hit here by the Yak Panther on the Sherman. Fult's about to get wiped out. Direct hit for the Sherman at close range. Almost wiped out Panther first off, but could cost them the Fult's going to do. No, they do get away. Very close though. Half 8-22 there on the Yak Panther, the Panzerjäger. The Sugarfire though quickly pushing it back. Got the Elite Sturmpani's advancing the Ace. Popping about here, direct hit from the Sherman. We got Veterans 1 there, 5 kills. Reactions routed. Yeah, Panther moves in, shoots and misses. The shot completely whiffs its target. Jackson moving up here and could give the Flamheads a bit of a hard time, to put it very mildly. And there we go. Hard times inbound as it takes a lot of damage and is immediately forced back. Sturmpani has all been pummeled out in the open. We got 136 with 28. Needs to grab that eastern victory point, I think, and very, very soon. Back here, reinforcement healing for Asiamint. Going for a Panther 4 now. So, he did go for a Belgrave headquarters, but apparently decided he isn't going for the King Tiger after all. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. It just makes that look a bit more strange. Sherman over there for PFC and Freedom. Another Sherman tank as he fixed up the first one. I'm sure they're wondering what happened to the last crew. Hey Carl, do you hear what happened to the last tank crew of this tank? Nah, they got eaten by squirrels. Oh god, not the squirrels. And we're Sherman halfway down there by PFC. Machine hanging about there. Bit of quiet here, bit of quiet. Flamheads, direct hit. Ooh, nice hits. About to get knocked out there. Shame. Holy shit. Oh, there we go. Starting to look like it might actually make it, but no, it didn't. It didn't. Flamheads are cooked off there. And pretty much it's just a pressure cooker inside. Sherman out there for PFC. We got 114 versus 108. Will this hit the 1 hour mark? We are about 10 minutes away from that. So we got the Panther all ready for Asiamint. Got the Yak Panther and we got the Panther. Panther half H23, Yak Panther very close to H22. A lot of support here from PFC, a mix of infantry and armor, but though he's very short on the infantry though. He's also at full pop cap. Back here, troops reinforcing, preparing for the next big push. Looks like he might be lining up for something here though. Looks like he might be lying somewhere. Looks like the Panther's going to be setting up for a flanking path here. Do we have any mines here from it, PFC any further? No, I don't think so. Again, he's not really used his doctrine extensively though. Panther force jumping on the east side. Panther going for a deep flank on the west side. Could use the other blitz like Motorized and Infantry to catch some of PFC's element off guard. So we got the Panther on the west side here. He's using his bait as a distraction. He needs to be careful about that because, I mean, the way he's moving, he's got no way of getting out there if things go sour, except, you know, again, just hope the opponent doesn't do anything to disable his engine. East side, the push going up here. Finding position getting upgraded and moving up, then up by the ace level, so very, very potent. Got radio fire, good penetration. Yak Panther getting a great hit on the Sherman. Close to VC2, very, very close. Panther 4 shoots, misses. Panther might want support here. There's a routed, finding position right about down with the ship. Cover, good hit from the Yak Panther and the Sherman. VC2 gained, shoots and added. Rather than there charging at the Fulton up close to the Fulton to easily win that one. There you go, finding position, should be able to turn around and suppress the Fulton. Panther getting a good hit. Panther still not doing much here, except standing back on the west there. Sherman being pulled back. Anti-tank's being pulled forwards. Yak Panther there, half health. Trying to destroy the finding position. Almost got it there. Fulton being suppressed. Pinned down on the west side. We got finding there as well. No response here from Asiamint. This is all now seemingly focused on the east here. Panther taking nasty hits. Almost got the finding position. Yak Panther misses. Panther fall down. Somehow avoiding all shots there. Finding position down. Rocket strike holding around the entertain and the Shermans. And I don't think he's paying attention. There go rockets crashing down. Got the entertain. Can almost have both Shermans knocked out there. One Sherman down, about to get the other one there as well. Can he get it? Can he get it? Oh, misses. Panther still not doing much. They're both... Oh, there you go. Going for a flank, but heavily damaged. I think that might have been a wrong move. There you go. Panther down. Oh, dear. That's pretty brutal. Pretty brutal. 78 versus 208. I'm guessing he might not be setting up for the King time. Normal has the manpower getting there in terms of fuel, but they're still going to take some time. Another Sherman for PFC. Needs to get those victory points back. You might want to grab more fuel points. Want to go for that King Tiger, that Königstiger. Also, one way we want to just destroy that anti-tank gun there. 3 kills on the Yak Panther. Anti-tank destroyed there by the Yak Panther. 64 versus 208. Panther 4 need repairs. Very good. The Sturm Pioneers had to work. 19 kills on those chaps. Over Blitz. Yeah, I mean, he could technically just add medics and just, you know, begin using the Blitz against his offensive element. Oh, well, Fulton's been suppressed by the 50 caliber. They're ace level on that one as well. In fact, a lot of troops at the moment are ace level on this battlefield. Yak Panther there. It's almost good to go again. Panther 4 soldiers roughly there. Very close to that King Tiger. Very, very close. We got 62 versus 207. Yak Panther being punched out of the bazookas, but none of them activating to penetrate the frontal armor of the Yak Panther. Panther 4 moving in. Pin my machine gun blazing away at the Americans, their armies. Jackson punches through the Panther's armor. Anderson gets a good hit as well. Good hits on the Jackson. But even better hits on the Panther 4. Unfortunately for Asiamint. Even as he's trying to buy time for that King Tiger, he may not have it. Yak Panther the very close for but there goes Sherman. Bazookas moving up there. Sherman takes a hit from the Yak Panther's high velocity, sending from the gun. In the west side here, Fulton is pinned down as they try to clear out the machine gun. Jackson backs into the shed, causing it to collapse. Apparently someone's massive collection of dirty socks to spill out. Concussive grenade here would be great for Asiamint. He's very close to that King Tiger. He's very close. Sadly can't show his, we can't display it. He is roughly around 270 fuel. Yak Panther there, very, very close to it. 3 Fulton moving ahead into cover the bazookas though. Misses, unfortunately. Virtually 3 gained. An increased rate of fun, increased mobility, but there you go, direct hit from the anti-tank gun there. Gets the Sherman. Oh, anti-tank gun misses, incredibly lucky there for Asiamint. He's very close to the King Tiger, it's down to 62 versus 191 of PFC. And there you go, he can call in the King Tiger right about now-ish. You should be able to, I think. There we go. Königstiger, the Tiger 2, or Tiger B. Also note, it was actually considered a Panzer 6, similar to the Tiger 1, not the Panzer 7 or 7. So this was just basically considered an altered model of the Tiger tank, despite, you know, clearly not being the same tank. It's a little fun fact there as well. Another 5th caliber for PFC. We got 62 versus 184. Western point being defended by the MU-34 there. Panther engaging there, 6 kills. King Tiger advances. Not enough ammunition for the pin-up machine on that one yet. Anti-tanking up there. Armor piercing rounds. Good hit there on the Panther 4. But super team there. There we go. We got an old Blitz assault. Old Blitz. Ah, so close. He made the effort at least. He made the effort. The thing should have gone for deeper flank. Should have kept around the 5th caliber, would have shredded easily. But at least he tried, I guess. I mean, that's more than what most people will ever do. Yak Panther down though. Asiamint is just being punished here though. Not the best assault here. I think you should try and move up through and then flank against him instead of just trying to, you know, charge around to the gun line here of PFC. Bit unfortunate attack order there by Asiamint. And now PFC's very much got him locked down. The King Tiger, I don't think he's going to make much further progress. The troops are pinned down to the ground by the 5th caliber. Anti-tank, and they got cleared out here. But the King Tiger still taking a lot of hits here from the Jackson tank, so I could pop HVAC round to increase the penetrative chances there. Another hit, they're close to the ace level. Pinned down here, still major moving up. 54 versus 184. 4 minutes away from this becoming an hour-long match. Another hit there on the King Tiger with the Jackson tank destroyer. Very close to the ace level there. Almost got the King Tiger. In fact, Asiamint probably made a mistake there with the King Tiger. Need to pull it back, but at the same time, he can't really do much else since he's so low on victory points anyways. And there you go. Bazooka Rocket finishes off Asiamint's King Tiger. That, I think, Asiamint is in a pretty bad place. I suppose it's not impossible. Again, with a good flank here, maybe support with some smoke screens, I think he could maybe overwhelm him. But it's going to be pretty tough here. Folks moving ahead, you need to pop smoke screens to the right places to deal with the 5th calibers. So far, no smoke grenades being popped there by Asiamint. Oh, there we go, one down. Still being suppressed here. Artillery called in by PFC in the nick of time. We got 50 versus 184. Showing away there for PFC. Yeah, I feel like you need to, like, you know, launch a proper assault from this angle. I should have done that more sooner. In particular with the Obo Blitz, let's something like it's just snug in there. So the main assault went on through me, maybe, and just caught his opponent off guard. But, oh well. Just being hammered, the artillery about to get wiped out. Yep, that's a wipe there, thing. Dead. Sturm punch out again. Smoke grenade down again. Good work there by Asiamint. Going for the car punch. Unfortunately, we have to deal with that. We got 22 kills to the best of the captain's 21. 50 versus 184, and there you go. Looks like Asiamint just decides he can't win this and gives up. GG, game over. A loss here for the German army, a victory for PFC. A hard-fought battle with the heavy loss on both sides, mentioning tactics, and then if only that old Blitz assault had been a bit executed, I think he could actually pull it off. But anyways, hope you enjoyed this match. You'll learn something from it. If you did, subscribe, like, share, comment on it, tell your friends, tell your family, but don't tell your enemies. This is Imperial Links, and cheers. Thank you for watching. I'll see you tomorrow again for another episode. Bye.